Hello, how are you today? It's Janet from Unique Raw Foods. Thank you for coming by. Please feel welcome to push the like button now or hopefully sometime during this video for any information that might be helpful or any sort of good feeling you have received from this and even not. Thank you. And of course, please subscribe. I know maybe you've subscribed to a lot of places, but I'd like to make this worthwhile, and it would be really help me and other people as well. Today, beautiful people, I have something to talk to you about, but I wanted to share with you first a couple things from summer here in Mexico. I have made here with ginger and with a grater. It's small, or is it big? In a pitcher, ginger water. And this is as simple as putting into the pitcher some water and do this. Lovely ginger, fresh ginger, and then in it goes to the bottom. The lime then we'll cut and put in the juice into here. This I'm finding very refreshing, and it's nutritional and it's immune boosting. It is something that's very well known in the world. And one reminder came to me from medicalmedium. And originally I had the impression you had to use boiled water for any benefits, but now he has said, it's put out there that it can just go into cold water or room temperature water and let it sit, maybe let it sit overnight. And then you'll test the strength. I put sweetener in here and it makes it delicious. That picture that I showed, one lime was enough, unless you were going for something strong. Of course, they'll go through and help your digestion. So I hope you can make it. I have a feeling it's really good for our skin. If your digestion's going well, I know it's good for the liver. And if those two things are going well inside, it's going to be good for your skin as well. Let's go outside. It's that time of afternoon. I hope you can feel some of the heat that's here in Mexico. By now, it would normally be have had some rain. And the last rain that I can remember was sometime around November 2022. So I have to say, one thing I've noticed is my ability with the foods that I'm choosing and my lifestyle choices that is the adaptability to such heat. I think other circumstances of a high-fat diet and a meat diet, I remember being more uncomfortable in this kind of heat. So today, let's just go with what I have in the title, which is I have effectively had very low-fat diet for over a year now. And this started over a year ago, right around Thanksgiving. And I've talked about my challenges here, and one of the changes that I made that were drastic, because when you have something really going on, you really need to make a bit of a drastic change. And I would suggest this if you're having eczema, if you have a rash, even all the way to chronic body pain, maybe an injury that keeps flaring up. All these things if you want to transition, people talk about transitioning to, let's say, raw vegan, or to just a vegan diet, to do it gradually. And that's one way to go about it. And again, like I've mentioned in the last video, it's personal for you though. So to make a general statement, what you should do and what you should not do, you won't even want to go to your ego. You don't even want to go to think about it. Consider it, but really look at the purpose that it would serve. And the purpose of giving up the fats that I did was learning about their effect. The purpose it serves is giving the liver a break. The liver is responsible for so many functions in our body. It holds toxins, it helps detox toxins, it produces an immune system for itself and for the body, it filters more than just toxins, it converts our food into what we need to run, to get, let's say, this is a mango seed, get a mango to turn into what can go into our little cells that make our skin up. Anyway, if your liver is overburdened with any of these things, an excess, a lifetime, years of, many, even in moderation. If I have a moderation, I only have chocolate once a month. Well, after 20 years, then it adds up. If it's it's consistently there. Things that burden the liver. So, effectively, I was no longer in a mindset of, oh, where am I going to get my protein from? Healthy fats, healthy fats, healthy fats. Little mantra that would play. And my mantra became healing. Healing. I'm healing, I'm healing, I'm healing, I'm healing. I'm improving, I'm healing. That seemed to work much better for me. And I have a feeling that for most people it would too, because the other two things are very subjective, materialistic, and intellectual in making the choice from that point. So effectively, I didn't have avocado anymore. I didn't worry about having sesame seeds. I didn't worry about having chia seeds. I didn't worry about flax seeds. Yeah, those were the bigger ones that I was using. Sometimes I would try to make things with almonds, almond butter, and things like that. But I had already cut back to just avocados being my fat source. But that was an avocado a day for a couple years when I was in Ecuador, and also then when I came here to Mexico, because it's so delicious and easy. I mean, here in Mexico, you walk in and they're not 10 different varieties, but you can see there's different varieties of avocados that grow, within in a 50-mile radius of the location. There's avocado trees I have growing in the back here. You just put the pit in and it's growing. You can do it too. So, so in doing that, and then taking on even more of a cleansing detox diet that was already mostly raw vegan. I think at that point it was all raw vegan. I took on these cleansing protocols that are dietary, and the celery juice, and right there, then it started to budge my liver. I'd had you could probably look in my videos, like my neck looks bigger, but I could see it, I could feel it in my body, and then my eyesight started to blur a little bit more, and I definitely had more adipose tissue on me. The bloating was getting to a point where if I ate anything, I couldn't eat after 2:30. So this is, with due diligence, this has subsided, I have to say, hugely. At the 1 year mark, I think my body celebrated and showed me, yeah, we're getting better. And it's still progressing that way. I've maybe had a total of maybe total of a half to one avocado in the last year. And I just recently got some flax seeds to sprout and made a cracker, but that's literally taking in like a teaspoon a day. I want to be very careful and keep cleansing it to see what I can still work with. So how can this benefit you? Well, one, I think for this video, the biggest benefit I wanted to point out, the biggest point to make that you could help yourself with today is one, to remember your body is your own. We're all the same, but we're all also different. Our bodies function similarly. However, you have had your life story, your family's life story, and everything that comes before that is significant in the physical realm. And if you've done like maybe one water fast or something like these things that are not, there's plenty of healthy people out there, and they look great and everything, but don't, if you start comparing yourself and saying, oh, what that they are and they are, then it keeps you from being objective about your own body and preventative. Because I'd like to be able to present this information to help people prevent getting into any of these situations. Be it winding up with a hip replacement when you're 80 or 60. These things are going to add up, and then one day it just kind of hits. That's my experience. I think I've seen that with other people. And if you start with your liver, for instance, and cleansing it well, and not falling into a bunch of expensive chops, then this can benefit you. So a benefit could be to work one-on-one with somebody. I can sit and we can actively listen to your life and your experience, because then I can be kind of shine a light on what I'm seeing that could potentially be a problem, and look especially now at the immediate issues. So if you had a magic wand, to wave right now, or I did, what would you want gone right now? What's the biggest issue you would want gone? With this healthy fats, I know that it's a mantra out there. It's not necessary. There's something probably with it helping your whole system, and something maybe in your brain, but your brain runs on glucose, and healing of your brain requires glucose, which is fruit sugars and the sugars from like a potato or a sweet potato or a butternut squash or something like that. That's what our body runs on, and it keeps things growing properly in your brain. So you're not going to gain brain damage. I've become clearer with lowering the fats. I've felt lighter. I sleep great, except if it's hot. This is some outer physical thing. My sleep is wonderful. Another myth with the fats is it's going to make you have great skin. My skin healed after I started this cleansing more. It healed when I was in a tropical environment. I had gotten really bad dry skin living in the temperate climate in Colorado during the winter. I would have the cracking skin, and that was partly from malnutrition, the coffee. I'm sorry, I won't go into it. So that's cleared up, and I've never gotten it back again since I moved, and since I increased the nutrition in my diet. And my skin isn't dry. It's not dry because I'm not eating avocado and fat. It's really soft. I'll put coconut oil on it. But the driest parts of my body, like on my elbows, which don't get much pampering, on my legs, it's in good shape. That's from hydration. Your skin's going to feel good and plump from the hydration, and your body can distribute the water properly because your liver's healthy, your kidneys are healthy. If you lower your fat, it does help your kidneys, because if you lower your meat too, those things draw on the kidney health. So I wanted to say that today. It's not hard. And if you want to know more tips about how to make that transition, because the fats are addictive, what they do is they go in and they raise the adrenaline in the body a little bit. So then you become addicted to that. Oh, I need it for energy, I need it for satiation. After the body processes and shifts and transforms, just like a butterfly and a caterpillar, your body will transform, and it runs more efficiently, differently, in the right direction. Yeah, letting go of them seems scary, like you know, that little voice, it'll start saying things late at night, or when you're making a lunch, you go, oh no, she can't be right. And then just go, maybe she is right. I'll be okay. You just have your calories from eating other foods, which we would discover if we worked with you one-on-one, but with a basic, really good whole foods, plant-based diet. Even if you're having like oats. Every fruit and vegetable has fat in it, just like every fruit and vegetable has amino acids with the protein profile. So that simple fact of nature, which nature is simple, I hope can give you confidence to let go of the fat. Just let them, oil I'd say would be the first thing to move out of the picture thing, and you can find great pleasure from making a bowl of steamed Brussels sprouts or a bowl of steamed peas even. Put the peas in your salad and make dressings out of fruit and tomatoes and things like that. It'll be okay. It's a little controversial, and at the same time, you know, I don't have a problem with teeth. You know, I didn't have a teeth issue come up because I was eating too many oranges or anything like that. This came from eating more fat. I was eating more fat, and accumulation of having apple cider vinegar, of having other things that draw things out of the bones, minerals from the bones. It's an imbalance. So that I'm highly aware of. It's not in recent time, no. Okay, thank you so much for showing up. Please work on the subscription tier, and if most of all, come to the website. There's like a whole shop there where you can save money on things that you buy regularly, and it'll come to your door just like Amazon, and it'll be even easier. I almost promise that. So please join in. Thank you very much. Stay strong, stay beautiful. Bye bye. It loves to show off when we get on here, right? Like that. It's just all of a sudden it's really hot now. That's how big my neck is, and I could just see that I was like, what's going on? It wasn't getting old and saggy. It wasn't any vanity, because it's not like I've spent my life worrying about being a model or anything.